Got to turn the Wi-Fi off. Oh, that's what it is. Got to turn the Wi-Fi off. Well, now guess what? We're live, baby. Oh, mamma mia, we are fucking live. Mike's here on Instagram. How's it going, buddy? How do you do? Welcome to the show. Welcome to GDP Live. Back again. We back. Back here on the Monday, November 23rd, right before the holidays. I'm here to talk about catch up for. Actually, I didn't get to do the show on Friday because there was a little mix up with the landlord, and we had to get our oven fixed before the holidays, man. Else we're gonna cook the bird, baby. So I'm putting the link here. Also, still multitasking. Boom. There we go. And now my full attention is here and here. Mike is here. How's it going? Big fuck work. Yeah, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude. A big wave from Mike coming from work. Mike O'Donnell. I guess there was a post. There was a tag in the in the post for the show, and that you had an angry react to it, and I didn't understand why. But I think it has something to do with maybe a brag about chess. Also, Youngblood pounded off immediately about wanting to challenge me to chess. Guys, I just learned. That was, I like immediately. We talked about this on like one of the episodes. I feel the episode of Hacks with Naeem Ali and Drew Montana from Deer Tag and Durag podcast. Check those guys out. Philly Comics, very funny dudes. On their episode of Hacks, John said something about like, oh, he jokingly had a video of him punching a punching bag, saying that he was the hardest punching comic in Philadelphia or the Philly comedy scene or whatever it was, and immediately Naeem like went after him because he's a former boxer, I believe. I think he was. I don't know if he's amateur or semi-pro or whatever. He knows how to box essentially. So, and he but the reason John wanted to do Hacks originally was because he wanted to be the something something. He knew he wasn't necessarily going to be the funniest comic in the Philly comedy scene, but he wanted to be the best golfer or something like that. And immediately he does not believe he is. I think he's pretty good. He's better than me for sure. But there's that same thing. So I immediately was like, hey, yeah, I'm a fucking chess master. And immediately I feel like there's people that are probably way better at chess than me or been playing a lot longer that want to crush me in chess right now. So let's find out. Hold on. We got Pat, you're welcome to come over Thursday if you want for some. Oh, thanks so much, Mike. That's really nice of you. We got the oven fixed, but I don't know what we were actually gonna do steaks, so maybe we'll bring some steaks over or something like that. I don't know. Or are you doing like a bird and stuff? Either way, we'll talk about that off the show. Oh, Youngblood is awful at chess. Ask Mike. Okay, so you started chess turf war. Oh fuck yeah, dude! I'm excited. No, I'm excited about this because originally during the first quarantine, I feel like I'm on quarantine too, electric poopaloo, and it is the worst. But it's better with this. I feel like it's been a lot more fun being able to do the live stream and stuff like that. But today's technically my first day without jujitsu, so I am feeling competitive. And I don't know about you, Mike. I don't know if this is why. So I don't know how long Mike's been playing chess or anything like that. But I did see that there were in your recent post for Boy in His Fridge, you mentioned you have a chess picture. There's a picture of chess. So you're talking about chess. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this because you're at work. I feel like you can't join in. But if you're new to it, if you're good at it or whatever, it's kind of scratching that jujitsu itch for some reason. I don't know what it was. It was something about like being like you have to being strategic of like, oh, if you do this leads to this, and like thinking like that. It's definitely not the like maybe I'll run some laps and then come play chess or something like that. But I don't know. Whenever you want to play, let me know. I'm trying to get good at it. Okay, yeah, it's weird because Dom taught me how to play chess. I had never like I think I have played chess before. This is a weird thing. So the way I've definitely tried to play video chess, or not video chess, but like an app, like a phone game or something like that, like bullshit like that. But I always get frustrated because I just try to make moves, and if I don't know the way that piece moves, I don't bother to learn how to learn how it moves. I just keep trying it, and it keeps frustrating me. So I keep going, fuck this. I'm over it. So I give up on it really easily. But last night I actually took it was last night. I actually took the time and listened to what she was saying, paid attention to how I was moving, like thought about my moves and everything like that. I just have never been. This is the most mature my mind has been ever, or maybe as whatever substance I was on at the time may have helped me concentrate more. I don't know. Either way, it's a lot of fun, and I love the strategy of it. It's like mini Risk. I don't know. Maybe it's just a weird thing, but I got this whole little board. Yeah, in Queen's Gambit, that's a thing. I feel like I've inadvertently gotten interested in a thing that was also becoming very popular at the time, and maybe it's like a strategic, like this is a Illuminati kind of thing. Like it's like the advertising they got to me like subliminally or something like that. But I have not watched Queen's Gambit, and I didn't even know it was necessarily about chess until right before. So maybe there's a thing there, but I don't know where this came from. All this chess talk and everything like that. Why I feel like I wanted to get into it was because we tried to play an escape room. We have an at-home escape room. It's basically it's kidnapping. No, no, it's basically all it is a box that you get, and all of the instructions. Basically, there's no game. It's all instructions. It's just all rules, no game. There's no fun to it. There's never an actual. They just say like, here's all of the pieces. They explain all the pieces and what pieces you shouldn't look at yet, and when you should look at other pieces. But they never actually tell you like, like here's how it starts. They just go, okay, here's all the pieces. Go on now, and then you just start guessing on how to play it. Well, I mean, at least that's what we did, and it gets very frustrating very quickly. So I was like, well, why don't we try card games? Because I still don't know how to play poker. Also, I'd be like anything to get this thing, brewing up a little bit. I want this thing more than a hat rack. That's why we have the word of the day, which by the way, we are doubling up on today. I want to let everybody know later on when we do the word of the day, there's going to be 2 words of the day. So you get to hear me mispronounce 2 words today, and then also not understand exactly what the meaning is. 2 fucking words. That's a Monday morning motherfucking treat for you sons of bitches everywhere on the streams and at work and playing chess, thinking about Queen's Gambit, wondering about what your next move in life is going to be. Chess is such a cool thing. It's so much better than is that the fucking nerdiest thing I've ever said in my life? Chess is the coolest thing. It's I get it. I've always been a fan of Risk, but Risk is just too involved. Risk is like you have to put the whole fucking board up. You got to put all the fucking it doesn't always, and it doesn't really work. I don't feel like with 2 players. Maybe there is a way to play it, but it's just it's one of those things that like but in chess you get a little bitty. It's like the battles that happen. This is not the war. It's just the itty bitty little battles. It's like every time the 2 neighboring countries fight each other, that's when I feel like that's the exact time. Like that's what all chess is. It's all just those little itty bitty battles. I took a fucking king out with a goddamn pawn the other day. Last night. Like literally, I've been playing for 1 night and I'm this excited about it. The fact that I would be this excited, I am reverting in such an unhealthy manner that I feel like it's almost like I've taken to a boomer lifestyle and I've really adapted it and really, really understood. Like I understand like the simplicity. All of my notes, all of my show notes are on paper. I have all my fucking if I could somehow put this show on film, develop it, and then individually distribute it to all of you this easily, I would do it quickly, even if it was harder. I don't care. It's something about it. I just like that better. I like playing card. I want to learn. We were literally, for some reason, the only card game that felt after the thrashing that my brain took with the explanation of that at-home escape room game, the absolute like devastation that my brain was, that after my wife was explaining an at-home escape room to me, I needed to rehabilitate, and I needed something simple. And the hardest game I could go to was Rummy. That was the hardest game that I could learn and I could actually figure out. I know, dude. This fucking Papa Mons is here, dude. Big Papa, Daddy Mons, Father Mons, is, as it were, is here. He's joining us from his at-home office. I don't know if I'm blowing up a spot, but we got all the boys in the fucking IG chat right now, pounding off in the comments as usual. But I feel like I wanted to have something that like was challenging, but not too challenging after that, because and by the way, if anybody wants the at-home escape, I don't know if Dom said she still wanted to try to play it by herself, and I was like, that is so fucking sad that her husband is so fucking stupid that she has to play an at-home escape room by herself. Like, it's sad enough that we're playing it together, just me and her. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's weird. I honestly bought that game. I bought the game, the at-home escape room, with the intentions of playing it with Chris Williams. Shout out to former Buddha Boys co-host Chris Williams and his lady friend Kira. We wanted to play the at-home escape room and make them do all the reading. I wanted to do that. I wanted to say, you do the clues and stuff like that, and then I'll just come up with that awesome fucking, like, just out of nowhere, like, what about, have we thought about looking behind the banister? And then, like, they're like, what the fuck? And then Pat saves the day, but didn't have to read anything. That's my ideal escape room. So if it's at home, if it's an at-home escape room, I can escape anytime I want. I can just close the box and fucking walk downstairs. Doesn't matter. So, I don't know. What the fuck? Oh yeah, all the nicknames. I just want to have a simple game that is not, and chess was, honestly, that was the thing, was like, I wanted to ramp my brain power back up. I wanted to try to challenge it again. So I was like, let me try to learn chess. So I tried to figure out, and not only that, oh yeah, another card game that that I learned somehow. And all the rule. I got this whole fucking book. This is my problem. Is I've been turning to books, and books have really let me down. I got this thing from forever ago, the little giant encyclopedia of card games, and explains them, but like, I don't know. There's something about, like, a lot. There's so many fucking games in here. There's this many solitaire games. Like, there's a whole page of just, that's all solitaire games? How the fuck is that? I thought there was solitaire. And then somebody was like, oh, Spider Solitaire, which I thought was only on the computer. Turns out there's really an analog Spider Solitaire. So I am learning from books, but not enough. Not in a fun way. So the more fun way is to get the app. So when I got the app, I learned that apparently a regional game, which is cool, which I'd never heard of with cards. I had heard of it, I feel like, but was Crazy Eights. I'd never played Crazy Eights before. I played Rummy. I've tried Blackjack. I've lost $100 in less than 30 seconds at Blackjack, which is awesome. That's pretty cool, right? Absolutely, John. I totally agree. I'm not gonna. I don't want to get kicked off YouTube necessarily right yet. I think I'm not in the. I did do a stream last night with Andy where I was talking about Leftover Crack and saying, and then just quoting a lot of their songs and or titles of the albums. Basically, eventually, I feel like they're just gonna get everybody kicked off fucking YouTube. So either way, check out What About with Andy and Pat. We did a show about Leftover Crack, Mediocre Generica last night. And it's on the playlist on the channel on YouTube at Baby Mermaid Productions on YouTube as well. Subscribe, like, blah blah blah. Mike has a book on cheese openings. Wait, what? Chess openings. Chess openings, and it legit reads like a trigonometry book. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. That's funny. I got trigonometry, but I didn't get. I said cheese, right? So if we can point that out, I know you're gonna pound off real hard about me saying cheese instead of chess, but I just said trigonometry. So, this is hard enough reading like all these card books. When I'm reading about a game, it makes it so much less like I have to have Dominique read it to me. So it's kind of like Siri, and then she just explains. Crazy Eights was the one that I found on the app. That was a regional game that basically takes any deck of cards and turns it into an Uno game. And open that fucking cheese up. Yeah, get those elbows out. I feel like there's there's like a weird, and plus there was in the also the chess rules that I got this fucking I don't have the box anymore. It was a 4-in-1 game from the game store. Walmart does not have chessboards, by the way. I don't know if anybody realized that. And or I was trying to assume the best of Walmart when I was looking for a chessboard in Walmart, and I was like, there's got to be at least a rinky-dink one or a 4-in-1 one that's also like a cornhole set somehow. That would be cool. You know, I would buy that. I would buy that and use that. I would love that if my chessboard was also a cornhole set. If I could somehow like unfold it up or something, and it's also like air hockey table, like one of those, I could understand if you just threw it in one of those. But like they did not have they did not have any chess to speak of at Walmart. So hey, you know what? Like official Yelp review of Walmart from Pat, not so good. So I feel like, yeah, I think the timing was too perfect, or the mic and their phone. Okay, I feel like I feel like there is a weird, there's a weird like stigma or something like that with chess because like there was either like the super high end or like the cheaper versions, but just at different price points. Like they're the same. They look exactly the same. So I ended up getting the one that was a 4-in-1 thing from the game store in the mall or whatever. And it was Parcheesi. No, what was it? What's the one with the... Fuck. What the fuck is... Hold on. What's this thing? What's that thing? It's that thing. But they have misspellings in the fucking instructions. Yeah, hold on, I got it here. Backgammon. It's backgammon, chess, checkers, and also they give you a deck of cards. So those are the 4 games that they include. 4 games that include are poker. But no, so in chess, the object of the game. So oftentimes in the explanation of chess, there's misprints. I don't know if it's just a misprint or if it's a overall, or I guess misspelling. They accidentally put the word. And when you're trying to learn the game chess, by the way, the game, not the movie, I feel like you have to differentiate what the pieces are. So oftentimes knight and king are not, they're reversed. So when they're trying to say the word king, they're saying knight, and when they're trying to say knight, they're saying king. So it really muddies things up when you're trying to figure out, can you go, wait a minute, can the knight, wait, so the king can't take anybody out, but then the next thing they're saying, like, the king can take can skip players and knock people out. Like, it definitely was very confusing. So I feel, no, don't worry, I'm not paying attention. I feel like you guys are going somewhere, and if you need me, you can absolutely let me know if you need me for anything. And Manny, I feel like I shouldn't have said that if Manny's here, so I apologize. Manny, what's up, buddy? But if you have not just misspellings, like it's not misprint, it's a misprint essentially. They're saying king instead of knight, and I feel like if you're having that and trying to learn a game, it's not gonna really help too much, you know. I feel like, yeah, exactly. It's a weird thing. It was a mix of it. It's basically the same way I quit smoking. Like I kind of just stopped smoking. Like I smoked less cigarettes, but then I also vaped a little bit. I did a little bit of both for a little while, and then eventually just moved right to vaping, and then eventually get butter lungs and you die. But I feel like this misprinted rule book mixed with the app and just attempting moves that I wasn't sure if I could do or not, it's kind of worked as a nice little cheat sheet. Like, am I allowed to make this move if this is allowed now? And I more understand the people that have those chess games that are over the phone, like long term, like they just have a chessboard set up in each one of their houses and they just move. But I don't know if I'm ever gonna know what those spots are, right? Because one of them, there are ranks and there's files, and then but then they'll say like bishop to rook 7 or whatever the fuck, you know, like shit like that. Like I don't think I'll ever know that, and I don't. But I may. I'm excited to learn more about chess as I go, because maybe I'm just enjoying beating my wife at chess. And again, I said at chess. I'm very excited about that, but I don't know Yeah, Manny, that's absolutely true. I only care about Manny. Deal with it. Sorry, guys. I want everybody else to know that Manny. I don't know if you were here for it earlier, but I also accidentally read the word chess as cheese. So that shows you how extensive my cheese knowledge is and my chess knowledge is. Also, I'm very hungry, so maybe that's part of it. I'm really definitely wanting that. Better lungs, stronger teeth. Hell yeah, fuck yeah, Youngblood. You're right. I'm vape shaming, and that's my fault. I shouldn't do that. But it's kind of baby steps. I need both. I need the misspellings because I'm used to misspellings. I'm used to not reading words right or not understanding, understanding any kind of words. I don't know how. Like when she said like you can go a 7 or an L, and I was like, what? That's just a. What do you mean like a you can? Because then they drew it different, and I'm like, can you do this? Like there's certain things, and I had to pull the app out, try that move, try that slick shit with the knight in there. And they're like, no, you can only do an L. And it's like, okay, then don't bring up 7. Just bring up L. It's an L. It's an upside down L, which is a 7 in a lot of cases, but they do the curve. It's just very confusing. And if you got the misspellings, it doesn't work. I don't know. Only call it, yeah, please, guys. If anybody wants to challenge me to cheese, I will fucking melt your ass. Let's go for it. I'm gonna make you all grow. I don't know. I was gonna make you gooey. That doesn't work. That's not a good diss. I don't feel like. I feel like that's very enticing. You want to play me in chess if I'm gonna make you all gooey, right? Oh man, John's gonna be on a pun train now. Here we go. No, if anybody wants to challenge me to Crazy Eights, I feel like I'm pretty good at that too. I didn't understand. I wanted to ask anybody about if I could, because we brought it up to Manny and Youngblood. Shout out to Falls Count Anywhere. New episode dropping probably right after this episode is done. Maybe about 30 minutes or so after that, even, because I might eat before that. But either way, check it out on the channel, Baby Mermaid Productions on YouTube. I feel like if you come out to if we're trying to play Crazy Eights and I don't know. It's not the strategy game that chess is, but I just don't know how to score it. And I didn't get a chance to pick their brain about that when they were here, but I would love to find out exactly how to score, but obviously not in the comments because, that's going to be, it's just Uno with less fun. No, it is fun. It's fun. It's fun because you can do it. Look, what this thing should have been called is the 4 games that it includes is checkers, chess, backgammon, and then fucking Crazy Eights, because that's Uno with anywhere you want. You don't have to buy Uno. You can play Uno. You can play again. You can do a card trick. You can do Magic. Why didn't they include Magic in there? Why isn't Magic in here? Why isn't this 5? I feel like I overpaid, but I also underpaid, and they just don't know how much I underpaid. They don't understand how much I can do with that deck of cards. I can grift. I can go out on the street and take money and just like shuffle cards around. I could do it. Old Grifty Pat's going out there on the streets. Harrisburg. I go on the Harrisburg streets with my mask on. You'll never catch me. Pick any. Which card? Which one? Boom. That's not the right one. I don't even know I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know what it is I'm supposed to do. But either way, I could probably learn Magic too. They had a Magic kit at the game store. I'm probably just gonna go back to the game store, probably learn more. I'm just adapting the wrong way. I'm reverting back to analog form, and I love it, but it's bad. The Gathering of the Juggalos, or like no. Oh, Magic the Gathering. Okay, got it. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of feel like I should give D&D a shot now. I think I kind of understand it a little bit more. We used to play. Mike, shout out Mike O'Donnell. At Mike O'Donnell's house, we'd play. It was Mike, Wes. I think that's everybody. No, Manny, Lemaire, and myself. I don't know. I feel like I can't remember. I can't even remember. I remember I took it so non-seriously. Well, not even non-seriously. I didn't get it. And it was kind of like how I understood it was just it was just kind of I feel like that's what it's called, by the way. John, I think it was called The Game. It's like the one at the mall. The one where like It's it's just literally just every single board game you can think of. If you're like, well, where can I get a Rubik's? Where the fuck would I get a Rubik's cube? Like this place, Rubik's cube. Jesus. Youngblood played as well. I don't. Yeah, because he was excited about the Bret Fart. I don't remember. Like I don't even remember. We killed, like, we wanted to kill a goblin, but we didn't. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like stuff like that. I didn't understand as much. But now I get it. I feel like I can understand. I understand now that I've played chess. I know how to kill a goblin now, effectively. I get it. I'm into it. The rules, like the rules in the imagination shit, are a little bit more loose. Like with the escape room thing, it was like, yeah, here's the rules. It's very vague here, but it's also loose here. But it's also like, you know what I mean? Like the looseness of it, the imagination of it. I get there's consequences to it. I got to understand the consequences. With the escape room, it wasn't like wrong. You should try this. It was that's wrong. Go back. And I was like, okay, well, let's try this. No, that's wrong. Go back. So it got really old really quick, especially after the dirge of information that came. So with the Dungeons and Dragons thing, I feel like that's more. I don't know. I feel like there's something. I want to try that. I want to actually like do research on that. See, that's another thing. See, look at this. Somehow chess has led me to D&D. I might not even stop on chess. I might go to D&D and figure that out. That's probably still definitely gonna. That might still bore me though. I feel like that's gonna be a lot of reading. You know what I mean? I can't do it. You know? Yeah, normal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Youngblood, that's a great fucking point. Normal consequence of escape room is you lose $40. We're out $10 for the game. We paid $10 for that. We still, and again, we haven't played it. If you guys want it, it's, you know, I mean, no, again, I forgot. Maybe if somebody wants to read it to me, like if somebody wants to come up to the Dobby Woberson Memorial Caddick and try to escape it, by all means, come do that. I feel like because I can't solve. It's fun to get to. I don't mind a riddle once in a while. You know what I mean? I'm a riddle guy. I can do that. I've eaten yogurt. You know, I've had candy before. There's been plenty of riddles. I've been in many a mysterious vans. There's plenty of riddles you have to ask to answer to get out. Cross many a bridge. I feel like there is like, but if you can't get to the riddle part of it, it's just like if you go to the escape room, like you go into a room, like a physical room, and there's like a big fucking sign usually that says, here's clue number 1, or like start there. Here, you know what I mean? This is a thing where it's just like, all right, here's a book, go for it. And it's like, man, after reading all of that, now it's like, here's a book, keep reading. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I really, honestly, it's just the reading, I feel like. And honestly, I wasn't even doing it. I was just listening to Dominique read, she's great at it. She barely stuttered. She read every word, probably. I have to trust that. I assume she read every word correctly. But it's just one of those things. She did a great job explaining it. It was just too much to explain. It was too much. Too much. So, I don't know. If you guys, anybody wants to try Hoots and Ladders, yeah, no. Mm-mm. I feel like there's a definite dirge of information that comes with the escape room that's not necessarily, maybe not explain everything at once, but they just say there's signs, there's like things. It's like the most boring version of Clue. I think that's it. Clue, but there's no pictures. Oh, that's boring. It sucks. I do want to play. So if anybody wants to challenge me at Crazy Eights or chess or I feel like I could probably kick most people's ass in Rummy too. I don't know. But after that, I'm pretty much done. Blackjack. I mean, I'll try it, but I'm gonna lose a lot of money. I feel like me and Youngblood would just, if we were playing blackjack with each other, we would just lose all of our money to each other back and forth. It would just, and then eventually, hopefully, break even, or just call it even at the end. I feel like that would be it. But for chess, I don't know if I would play. Yeah, board game night. Hell yeah. Hey, dude. Hey, things are gonna fucking lock down again, or are there? I'm just trying to figure out a definite. Hey, hell yeah, John. Now that is a pun I can get behind. Durgeons and Dragons. It's hard to say, but I'm in it. I'm into it. I'm gonna write that down. Durgeons. I'm not gonna write that down. I have it recorded. What am I doing? I gotta stop doing that. See, now I'm just wasting paper. I understand this. I just need to actually write it down. But I'm wasting paper. But quarantine leads to new things. Video games. I'm just no good, guys. I know like 2 or 3 of them. Not great at them, and honestly, it's not as fun for me to do that. Chess, for some reason, maybe just because it's new and it's actually like tactile. I can actually. Like maybe it's what's Call of Duty if it's real life is just the army or mass shooting, so I don't really want to do that. But did Mike leave? Bye, Mike. Fuck paper, dude. John, don't do that. Don't hit me with the Dungeons and Dragons and then hit me with the fuck paper. I'm a big paper fan. All right. I'm always counting that paper. Okay. Speaking of the internet, which I was before we were talking about the internet, I feel like there's updates I need to let everybody know about the Spotify. I don't know, Spotify, what I've now deemed the top 10 contenders or whatever Spotify playlist. It's when I found out that Spotify went from what I noticed, the top 5 most popular songs on from an artist page to top 10. We were talking classic rock with Youngblood one night, and we started talking about bands that are undeniable, that are some of the greats that are like perfect. That no matter what, they'll get somebody saying like you could stop 20 people on the street, and the majority of them, if not all of them, at some point in that top 10 playlist would either know and like or love a song or go, oh yeah, I didn't know that was them. Hence the name, Oh Yeah, Spotify playlist. So the Oh Yeah contenders confirmed so far. So we have a couple eliminations from people that have suggested some. We had a bunch. Ron Kane that joined the show last Wednesday suggested a ton, and I feel like I mowed through a couple of those already. So I just wanted to get through some of the ones that I've gotten through already, and some of the confirmed, the OGs, as it were. Foreigner, they're up there. Journey, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like it or not, they're in there. We got the Weird Al Yankovic as well, and also, by the way, these are going to be ranked eventually. I want to get these I want to go have this is going to be a bracket eventually. This has turned out to be a lot more than I originally thought. I thought this was going to be a very short conversation, but there's been some tough ones here. So I want to get down to Foo Fighters, Weezer has been added. I want to add that, and also Limp Bizkit has been added to the Oh Yeah contenders Spotify playlist. So eliminations is the thing that I need to update on everybody. So unfortunately, one that was suggested, I believe by Youngblood, pounding off in the comments today early on, the Talking Heads I had to take out. I didn't feel like there was 10 full songs that like you could play. Now we were saying this about Foreigner, that or actually I believe it was Red Hot Chili Peppers as well. The fact that there was a couple songs in the playlist in the 10 that were like that we didn't even know but we liked, right? So that's why I had to add that thing where you're gonna like it, know it, love it, or you're gonna be like, holy shit, I didn't know that was them. I love this song, but I didn't know it was them. So that's just the clarification. I just wanted to make sure that we had that. So we have already eliminated Nelly, Kid Rock, Boston, Primus, now adding Talking Heads, because now, and I will say this I did have one song. There was a lot of songs on the playlist that I had never heard before that I didn't even necessarily like. And that's no offense to you, Youngblood, or to the Talking Heads, just not my jam. So there was quite a few. And now once we got to the top 5, that's when I was like, okay. So if this was a top 5 list, I would totally be on board with you, Youngblood. But since this is top 10, couldn't do it. Now, I will say in the top 5, I was shocked because I didn't fucking know. I don't know if this is, maybe I'm the only person, but I did not know that they did Take Me to the River. I thought the Fish did that. I knew the Fish didn't originate the song, but obviously, like I never would have, never ever would have guessed that Talking Heads did Take Me to the River. If you gave me, I would try to say, I couldn't even say. I think it would be, I would say, oh, it's probably some unknown guy or whatever. The Talking Heads. Surprise, surprise. You do respect the deep cuts, and that's the thing. Is they're good? That's just a good band. But like as far as like there was nothing like, oh yeah, I know this from that commercial or that fucking thing or that movie or the whatever it may be. So they were eliminated, and also Styx. Now Styx was tough. Styx was a tough one because Styx has some bangers for sure, but not enough that, like, I feel like most of it sounds like somebody adapted Queen for like a play. Like that's what Styx sounds. It sounds like somebody kind of like eased up on the Queen. They kind of turned the Queen down just a little bit, and they have this just a watered down version of it almost. So I don't know if it's maybe it's just me. There's definitely some great songs in there, but like I don't think there, and maybe it's because I also know Styx. Maybe that's the thing too. I'm aware of Styx that I was able to. Speaking of music, Andy Malafarina just joined the Instagram chat. What's up, Andy Malafarina? Make sure to check out Andy on YouTube as well, and all the shows that he does. Panties in the Mouth, and also all of the. I'll follow his Twitch stream as well. So Andy Malafarina, what's up, buddy? We're talking about these. Oh yeah. Top 10 contender Spotify playlist right here on paper, like it or not, John. And and you'll be very happy to learn that I just recently added to the contenders Limp Bizkit. So congratulations, Andy. I know you take that as a personal victory. But unfortunately, like I said, Styx was removed very hard, but very necessary. We had to do that. So weird also additions I wanted to add just to update everybody on the list of bands that I still have to go through. And if you have any ones to add to this list, let me know. Here it comes. Ready? We got Bad Company, Green Day, Billy Joel, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Elton John, Dolly Parton, The Police, Metallica, AC/DC, Pink, Queen, and Linkin Park. So I think there's quite a few bands in there that still need to some delving. Hall & Oates, absolutely. You got it, Andy. Add it to the list. Hall and Oates. I hope I'm spelling that right. I'm just taking your spelling right there. We're adding Hall & Oates. There's a definite conversation going on for and like I said, once I officially got, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of. That's why I'm trying to keep track of all of the suggestions and eliminations and everything that we have. Additions, eliminations, and the considerations. That's what we got. We got 3 categories right now, and I want to make sure that I keep order of it, because otherwise, somebody could say Green Day, and I'm listening to Green Day again when I don't have to. And honestly, I don't know if they're going to make it. I don't know if they have 10. It has to be 10. It has to be 10 songs that are like, either like, damn, I like this song. Either I had no idea the song existed, and holy shit, that's great that they're putting out stuff that, like, when the hits are great, they're great. Like, that's my thing with Journey was, I wanted to take Journey off of it, but when I listen to the list, it's undeniable. Every song is like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I forgot about this one. Like, oh shit, oh yeah, I forgot about this one. I know that there's gonna be somebody in that top 10 list that's they're gonna be fucking going crazy for it. So, yeah, Pink sucks. Kelly Clarkson. All right. Do you want me to add Kelly Clarkson, or are you just saying that? Is that your personal note, Youngblood? Because I don't know. I don't know if there's a. I can't. This is not a battle. They're not. I mean, they're not necessarily. I don't know. I don't know what the next bracket's going to look like. But right now, it's just up in the air. We just got the 3 categories right now: considerations, eliminations, and the obviously contenders additions. So we have additions. No, okay. So we're not adding Kelly Clarkson. Thank you. Thank God. Because I don't know about 10. Green Day, maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. So my holiday plans as of right now are going to be lots of cooking, lots of preparing. We're going to try to brine it. Is that what you do? Do you brine a turkey? Kelly writes all of her songs. More respect her. All right, so Youngblood is pounding off hard about Kelly Clarkson right now. John is appreciating it. I I feel like Youngblood. I feel like you want Kelly Clarkson added to the list. But you don't want me to. You don't want me to do what I did to the Talking Heads, and go like, or something like that. You don't, because like maybe Kelly Clarkson means a little bit more to you. You know what? I'm gonna just listen to Kelly Clarkson. But do you want me to just? Do you want me to add it to the list, Youngblood? I'm just gonna consider personally Kelly Clarkson. How about that? I'm gonna add that to my personal list. Right here, Kelly Clarkson. Grind the turkey. No, not grind. I said brine. I did say the right word there. You misheard me, my friend. I'm not that illiterate, my friend. I do not grind no turkey, my friend. If I am gonna grind, it's gonna be like grind with me, like that, more like, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna stuff it. You know what I'm saying? We got our free bird. We got a big ass motherfucking turkey. I don't even know why really, but we don't normally do like the traditional turkey Thanksgiving stuff like that here. We do usually for Thanksgiving we do a prime rib, and usually prime rib, asparagus, mashed potatoes, rolls. Like we still stuff ourselves. We still eat like an unreasonable amount of food, and then usually a pie or something like that. But we always try to switch it up with something besides just regular, just turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes, stuff like that. But this year we are gonna be doing this shit. We're gonna be going for it. Turkey. We got the stuffing. We got the green bean casserole. We got the mashed potatoes. I forgot rolls. I gotta write rolls down. Hold on. Rolls. We got other stuff also, but there is a curveball. I don't know what your plans are, and if you don't want to incriminate yourself, what is this? Truth Steakhouse over here. Hell yeah, fuck yeah, it's truth time, guys. Pull up to the table to what Youngblood is calling Pat's Truth Steakhouse. It's juicy. Order it any way you want, but I'm gonna give it to you the way you need it. Okay? Ew, that sounds really bad. All right, no. All right, this is gonna be some contention. I feel like all right, we're gonna get into plans and everything like that. I don't know if anybody wants to incriminate themselves, but John, you're popping off real hard right now. King's Hawaiian for Thanksgiving? What the fuck are you talking about, bud? Always raw, brother. Now see, I know that Youngblood doesn't eat meat necessarily, but he's an all sides guy at Thanksgiving. But you got to appreciate. So Youngblood, why don't you go ahead and pound off? If anybody, by the way, if anybody wants to join in through Instagram Live, your audio will be picked up on the YouTube feed, which is saved, and your video will be on the Instagram feed, which I believe I am going to try to save just right onto IG after this. So if you want to check that out, actually I'll probably erase this one. But the next one, I may do that. I don't know. That's something I'm considering. As of right now, audio only for YouTube, which is where the playlist is, and Baby Mermaids Productions. Make sure to subscribe, like there. King's Hawaiian rolls are, I feel like they're not the kind. I'm a not necessarily even. And look, I'll even go like just store brand. If you're talking about regular, just Walmart ass store brand. Heat them up in the fucking oven rolls. That's fine. Grands, I'm cool with that with the little layers. I like those layers. Laminating. Right? That's what that's called? Where they have the layers, the flaky layers. That's what I'm talking about. It's not bread. It's cake. Exactly, Craig. So, no, look, hold on. He does not back you. Look. Youngblood, he's an all sides guy on Thanksgiving. I don't know if we can necessarily. Now, yeah, biscuits. Okay. Yeah. What's wrong with biscuits, though? Yeah. Look, King's Hawaiian is a great roll. Don't get me wrong. It's good for, you want a barbecue sandwich. Look, you're putting barbecue, coleslaw, maybe some pickles, maybe even a chicken sandwich, something like that. A savory and a sweet. I'm not usually the biggest fan of it. I like a chocolate covered pretzel, and I'll eat a King's Hawaiian roll with a savory or spicy meat. But for Thanksgiving, for just like eating like just the whole, I'm not gonna butter a sweet roll like that. Like I need a savory roll with this. So if you want to bring your voice to Instagram, by all means, ask to join the Instagram live. You will be on there. Your audio will be picked up here on live here. But I feel like if anybody, and also, what are your other plans? Where are you planning on eating and or cooking? Because I know, John, you just have a new addition to the family, and I don't know exactly what that looks like for you guys. I know you guys have been doing like a lot of a quarantine thing, but we're going traditional this year as far as the food. So, throw some turkey mash. Let's what John's saying. You throw some turkey, some mash, some cranberry, and some in a damn kingy Hawaiian, and you tell me you're not drooling. Okay, all right. I don't know, man. Savory. You get a sweet and savory with that. It's not that there's not a place for King's Hawaiian rolls. There is. Don't get me wrong. Guys, if you're getting me wrong, please don't. I ask you, please, do not get me wrong. And I'm not shaming. There was a year I've learned that that's doubling up on the sweet, redundant. Exactly. With if you have the cranberry, that's sweet, right? Isn't that kind of sweet, bitter? I don't love the cranberry necessarily, and there's no judgment there. I don't have an opinion except for the fact that I just personally don't like it. Like there's no, you can do, like a lot of people are like, oh, the sauce or the little gel or whatever the fuck it is. Like, cool, yeah. I think both. Why not both? You can have both. Now, and that's another thing. I'm a big compromise guy. It's a feast. Bring all the rolls. So John's like, hey, pass me a roll. And I go like, here you go. And he'll go like this. John will go like this. Pat. And I go, all right, you want a kingy. And I'll throw it. He'll catch it. We'll love each other forever. It's beautiful. Do you want to have dinner together? I love gravy too. Hey, newsflash, gravy's awesome. Youngblood, I don't know if you eat gravy or not because that's a big meat thing there. It's a big meat thing. But gravy is amazing. I'm talking packet gravy, fresh gravy, white gravy, take it easy. Brown gravy, turkey gravy, onion gravy, mushroom gravy. Any of those. Any of them. So but as far as like my preference for Thanksgiving, my traditional Thanksgiving, and this was, speaking of shaming, hold on, gotta pop that seltzer open, baby. Just hit an hour, gotta get seltzed up. Not a hard seltzer, John. Don't you dare. I own 3 gravy boats, but only have 2 hands. No, that's not sad, Craig. Look, we all love gravy. Now, that's something we can all do. Okay, there we go. Okay, then drown me in gravy and call me a damn day, baby, maybe? Call it a damn day, maybe? Yeah, call it a damn day. That's what you said. I can't read. You remember that. Okay, so hold on. Straws, Craig. All right, look. John's solving problems over here. And I feel like there's a way that if you have 3 gravy boats in 2 hands, you could definitely hold the 3rd gravy boat with those 2 other gravy boats. And then, like John says, gravy straws. Problem solved. See, now we're getting solutions. I don't have that drop necessarily, Youngblood, but gravy straws. Book it. Nailed it. Those are my drops. I have a lot of drops. Again, solidarity! From obviously I have it here. I have from the Irishman. I have and then just a lot of my farts. That brings me. Here we go. That brought John. All the gravy talk, all the hot gravy talk, definitely brought John in. He probably saw how much I was struggling reading, so he wanted to maybe help me out here. Oh, look at you!
I had to. These are fake blue light glasses.
Oh, I like it.
I had to.
Can you put the glasses back on, please?
Okay, for you, yeah.
Thank you. Jesus
They're
Christ.
they're not for my eyes. They're for you.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
No, I had to chime in. I wasn't saying only King's Hawaiian. You
Okay.
do need a plethora,
Right, right.
but I also realized what I was describing is I'm a big fan of the next day leftover sandwiches, and that's where
Oh.
I realized I didn't state that, but that's where the King's Hawaiian is.
Now,
Whew.
now I'm back on board because you're talking about. Are you now? Do you do a cold? You do a cold meat sandwich, right?
I do a mix. I'll rip a cold. I'll eat the cold while I'm heating up the hot. You know what I mean? It's like a holdover sandy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you have a little mini sandwich. So you have the little roll. Do you get the big bun one?
I like the mini, like the slider
Okay.
King's Hawaiians, because then you eat like 12 of them and you don't feel like you ate that much.
Right.
You ate the equivalent of 2 sandwiches, but
Yeah, you still ate a pack of bread.
yeah.
But that's the thing. I think that's the point of like with the big ones because we're normally a potato roll family. We usually
Okay.
we're a Martin's family usually. We
Yeah.
like a savory potato roll, but it's not that we're not against the Hawaiian roll, but I just once you get into that lane, I feel like you get your own mindset of what traditional is. So
Oh, that was me. It sounded like when your Zoom freezes. It's like,
it sounded like I glitched.
yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I couldn't think of the word glitch.
But yeah, I yeah, exactly. So it's but for me, like the traditional one is there is the savory flaky grand thing because that was my
Yeah.
that's what I was getting into was I have shamed my mom before because we all did and it brought me up and I saw how it happened. So we were in the store this weekend and we went and we're going through and I was like, oh, should we get stuffing? Yeah, let's just do tradition. Like that's when we decided let's go for it. Let's do stuffing and mashed potatoes and fucking gravy and all this other shit. And she's like, yeah, let's do that. And I was like, and I was looking at them, and there was one that said cornbread stuffing, and I go, that looks pretty fucking good.
Which is a sweet, not a savory.
You're right. You're right. Hey, but you're gonna stuff it in there.
Okay.
Just
See, I think that's why I think I like the King's Hawaiian because I'm a big salty savory or sweet and savory mix.
yeah.
I like combining the two, and a lot of Thanksgiving is savory
Yes.
and not too sweet. The cranberry I could give or take. That's always just like a little extra on something, but it's so savory. I think I need that sweet to balance it out.
Right. So my thing is I'm thinking leftovers obviously after. I'm thinking what's left. I want to make sure that I want to make sure that we make enough that there's actually some left over because your boy likes to eat. So
Especially now, is it just gonna be the two of you guys eating this turkey?
yeah, yeah. So
You're gonna have leftovers for a month.
so we have like a 28-pound turkey that's gonna be so we're gonna have lots of leftovers. So I definitely any suggestions for leftovers for sure.
Just
But
start mailing it to people.
yeah.
Don't put it in like a freezer, like dry ice or anything. Just mail old turkey.
Well, I'm at the store and I'm like, oh, cornbread stuffing. That sounds. I love cornbread. I love stuffing. Why wouldn't I love this? And she goes, no. She's like, don't you remember? There was one year my mom changed it up and got a different kind of stuffing one year, and the kind of stuffing that she normally gets is just traditional turkey stuffing.
Stovers.
Yeah, she got the cornbread one year, and we were like, what the fuck is this? We were like, you slaved over 4 fucking hours for fucking
This?
shit? Like we're just flipping shit over, like going like this will not stand. And,
It's the last time you spoke to her.
yeah, absolutely. Why do you think we moved up here? It's not the weather. I'll tell you what. It's the stuffing. We thought we got away from that shit. So yeah, there's a level of salty and sweet that I don't mind, but as far as like what got ingrained in me, and I don't know, it's kind of like it's the theory that I know you brought it up to me before, and I've definitely heard it. I think from multiple people that like what you consider the best cast of SNL is what SNL cast was when you were like 13,
right,
or something like that. It was like, or when you first discovered, like that's your ideal cast for SNL, and any other cast has been like, they're not as good as blah blah blah, and there is no real best cast. It's all subjective. So it's kind
Yeah.
of the same thing. I get that, but also I don't think there's I think you get ingrained at what is traditional for Thanksgiving at I don't know what age it is though. It's I guess whatever age you were molested at. So what age was that?
I'm hoping for 35. I'm hoping next year.
Yeah, I was at the King's Hawaiian. We were at a
The
field
cold
trip at the King's Hawaiian factory,
Yeah, did somebody do something weird to me with the King's Hawaiian roll
and your
at some
face
point?
was
It's just...
mashed in the bread.
But I think I don't know. It's weird, but I think that enough. There's nobody really, for the most part, I've never heard anyone have like an interesting spin on Thanksgiving. Like the staples are the staples. So I think that's where, because it's been different. Where like Christmas is always different. Like I've gone Christmas to Italian families and it's super Italian. They do like the seven fishes. I've done Christmas with my like Irish Catholic family. It's just horrible ham.
Yeah.
It's never that good. So like
boiled ham.
Yeah, boiled gray ham. Those are always interesting.
Yeah,
because you can get different. But I think Thanksgiving, I've never been to one where I'm like, well, this is new. It's always, I don't know. It's always the standards.
Yeah, it's always, and like they have like I guess that's the thing. That's what we wanted to do when we moved up here originally. The first couple of years, we were like, okay, well, we're on our own for Thanksgiving. One year we did spend Thanksgiving with friends of ours' family. Like they had their family Thanksgiving. They're like, "You're more than welcome to join us." And we're like, "That's so kind of you." And we went, and it was like, but now we're just at your guys' Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And like it was so kind of them to ask us. It was lovely. They were very warm and genuine and nice. They're nice people, but like it's their fucking things. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like I'm eating some of the stuff, and I'm like. Like I think they were even like an apples and potato salad kind of family. You know what I mean? Like those, like those people. Like and not that, and like my wife's grandmother is that way. Like my on her. I think it's on her dad's side. I think they both do something weird. They both like either put raisins or something like in shit that you're like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? But
and
like,
if you're at their house, you can't escape that. Like you're stuck. So you're like, all right, we're just gonna have to get Taco Bell on the way home.
yeah. Is McDonald's open right now? So yeah,
so that's what we've been dealing with. Is we're trying to find out what's open on Thanksgiving, because I think we're staying home, like you said. We got the baby, so we're just gonna stay home. I think some family's gonna stop by. I'm sure they'll be throwing food at us or throw leftovers at us the next day. But I think we might do sushi. We were talking about doing sushi, keeping it. You know, the Japanese also respect.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah, they really do. They definitely respect. I think there's I think that if you have any kind of like once you realize you can break tradition and have whatever you want, but you can still like stuff your face on whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're just gonna pick a thing. So naturally when we were like, well, we can gorge ourselves on anything we want. What would we want to gorge ourselves on? And one of my favorite things, and this brings me back to the role conversation, I worked at a retirement community in Seminole, Florida for off and on because I was fired and asked back once or twice. It was a high-end ALF. It was like an assisted living facility that was like $16,000 or 17 or like some fucking astronomical amount a month.
When you just said ALF, I just pictured a retirement home full of Alf.
Oh. So a lot of times in the kitchen we would cook up cat and then and we'd send it to their video and we'd be like, "Oh, thanks." I can't even do an Alf. I can't even remember Alf's voice.
I think it was perfect.
But no, they would have on Sundays they would have prime rib on the menu. And which meant that they would have to prepare it beforehand, and they would just cook these pans and pans of these gigantic fucking prime ribs.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and so my lunchtime was like usually like 11 o'clock or something like that, right before they were serving their like lunch. So they would be cutting the prime rib at that time, and I'd be like, "Hey, what's up? Hit me with it." And they would give me fucking slabs of like because it's in the kitchen.
When you elect your thickness on a prime rib, that's the beauty of it.
When you're making you're dealing your own hand, oh my god! And I would get like just slabs of prime rib, like an armful almost of rolls of just regular plain ass. Like I said, like it can be great value. I feel like a roll for a Thanksgiving dinner almost needs to be like a blank canvas. There needs to be no real character to the actual roll. It just needs to hold. It's just a starch glove to fit more starch in.
Yeah.
and then shove in your face.
Yeah, will you do that? Like even if you're at a family Thanksgiving, everything
Yeah.
goes into the roll.
Everything goes in there, and then you dip it in something else, anything else.
That's always like round. I always, for some reason, will try to like I act like I have some kind of class and sophistication. Like the first plate, I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna get a bite of this, and then the second and third. Like by the time I hit the couch, is where it's just everything gets mushed in the middle, and then it's almost like treating like chips and guac. You're just bread and whatever that mush is, and you're like
that mush. I see stuff like that is
hell no.
Is no matter what, but like once you get to the age that you figure, oh yeah, sorry, to finish that thought of what I would do, I would have the armful of that, and the last thing I would have, the sauce that I would have to dip was hollandaise sauce.
Ooh.
So I have prime rib, hollandaise sauce, and rolls, and that was my lunch every Sunday, and every lunch I would just be like this. Like every fucking Sunday morning, I would wake up and I would think, I need to quit this job. I fucking hate waking up this early. I would have to wake up so super fucking early at the time that I would be going to bed at usually like 3 o'clock in the morning, usually drunk, and I'd have to get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, some shit. Like so every time I'd be like, fuck this is crazy. And then I would go to lunch. I would go to lunch that day, and I'd be like, totally worth it. And I would almost skip back into work, like because even still during the day, I'm still like picking a little bit off the fucking prime rib. Sometimes I would take a little bit home if then nobody was watching. Like, I robbed that place blind of prime rib. That place definitely. I'm surprised it didn't go under because of.
Meanwhile, that place was like we were paying you way under minimum wage, so
right.
It's all even.
Yeah, they were.
Even.
Yeah, they were definitely not. I was compensating myself. I did not have the greatest benefits, and I was eating gallons of hollandaise sauce every week.
You didn't look into your paycheck deep enough. There was a deduction. It's just like, we have cameras, Pat. We know how much we're gauging on the slice.
We weigh the elevator on your way down and on your way back up, and we decide how much you actually just ate.
One of the things I'm really excited, I think this week I'm going to try it. Around here, there's a place that has panzerottis. I don't know if panzerotti is a national term.
I don't know.
It's basically a mini pizza turnover that's deep fried. It's amazing.
Okay, it's kind of like a
gobbler.
A paparita or whatever.
Papadilla, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Less sandwich like. It's a deep fried calzone basically. And they have a gobbler version. So for the non-Wawa eating.
I did hear about the I heard about the friend of the show, Josh Dway, shared one day this when I was talking about the McRib. He was telling me that the gobbler was back, and I was like,
gobbler is very good. The gobbler bowl is the best.
All right, and that's just basically what we've been talking about, but like
deconstructed into a bowl,
right?
And then you still get the roll, and you still dip it in there, so it's just a different delivery service to your mouth.
I might get that. Next time I go buy a Wawa.
They have a panzerotti gobbler, which I've been asking around. Like, I went and got my haircut the other day, and it's down the street. And I was like, you guys heard about this? I'm like looking around. I was like, panzerotti gobbler. And the owner of the barbershop's wife, who also works there, pops out. She's like, are you talking panzerotti gobbler?
And I think that's an important distinction is like having those kind of traditions, even something like that. Is like a cool, like the gobbler, even the like the Wawa flavored things we were just talking about. When my landlord was here fixing the oven, he was talking about he used to love, because I said something about Chick-fil-A. That was the thing. I lost my mind because I found out that Chick-fil-A sell, like, you can buy like an 8-ounce thing of their fucking sauce now. Like a squeeze bottle.
Really?
You can buy squeeze bottle and notoriously stingy. I don't know if everybody deals with the same stinginess that I deal with at Chick-fil-A every time, where I say extra sauce, and they go, "Oh, you mean 2? Oh, okay, here you are." And I say, "No. I've actually resorted to saying, can you give me 11 sauces?"
See, but the problem is you lost weight. If you were still heavy, Pat,
they would understand.
We know what he wants.
Yeah. Oh. You want the big boy size. Gotcha.
They're like, this new Slim Pat, it looks like he's on his way to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He wouldn't want more than 2 sauces.
Right, exactly. He wouldn't want to have more than, he wouldn't want to have that many sauces and obviously this is too much. She's probably keto, so we're probably going to take the bread off. You know what I mean? We'll give them a baked one instead of whatever. Do they do baked? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I want it to have. I want it to be. I love their Chick-fil-A sauce so much. It's insane to me. And the fact that I found that out when I was telling him that story, he was telling me, he's like, yeah, there's something about Pizza Hut's Italian dressing, and I was like, what? And I was like, so I love hearing that stuff, like regional sandwiches, or like or like seasonal sandwiches or things like that, or like specific, because everybody says like something about McDonald's fries and or their Coke products.
Yeah,
like there's always
that was
something
just
like
on
that.
Nate Bargatze was talking about that. How they say that McDonald's has the best Coca-Cola. If you look it up, all it is their syrup that they use has like 2 times the amount of sugar of like a normal Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the consistency, because I used to work at Chili's, and Chili's always had the best Sprite because it was the ratio of the syrup to the plain soda mix.
Okay.
It was just always, it was perfect.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck was that? Oh, you cupped the thing. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Sorry.
No. So yeah, and that's what they always say is like it's a syrup ratio or whatever.
The ratio.
But like they do it even they even do it with like a Diet Coke too, which is cool. Like it's like it doesn't always have to just be the sugar thing. It's just sometimes it can just be chemicals, which is neat. That they can do that. It's like
it's
science.
Always good whenever you look into like why something is the best. It's either more salt or more chemicals is why that regional thing tastes the best.
Right. Hold on, I want to put this up. It's a little graphic. There we go.
I got like 3 minutes to talk with you.
Oh yeah, you're fine. I figured you were just popping in anyway.
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just say hi. I want to get we're trying to figure out what we want to do though, because it was like you're saying, like this is the year where you can mess around with that like new tradition. People were saying just have Thanksgiving in the spring, and I was like, I wouldn't mind having 2 Thanksgivings. Just do like an April Thanksgiving, then they were going like outlandish with like have Christmas in May. I was like, there's 2 Christmases. Like why not?
Yeah, but also you're like, okay, and then they're like, yeah, well, why don't you just have like 17 birthdays this year? Like,
I'm doing the 4th of July tomorrow. If anyone wants to come by,
I'm setting fireworks off tomorrow.
It's gonna be me drunk in the backyard lighting stuff on fire.
Do you think that would hold up in court if they were like? They're like, Mr. Montag, why exactly were you setting sparklers off? Or no, sparklers. That's the fucking coolest firework I went to right away. Mortars off. You're shooting mortars off at 8:00 at night on a Tuesday. Why was that?
This was my 4th of July.
My 4th of July.
And I have to say it like it's like the final line of a movie. Like staring at the flag.
This was my 4th of July.
I don't know. Is freedom not free anymore? Yeah. Roll credits.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to have my birthday next week, even though it's not till May.
Yeah, by the way, you guys forgot my birthday. It was today. So,
You should start saying that to everybody.
It's my birthday today.
Wait, Pat, I gave you a gift a month ago. I know.
It's crazy.
I'm 340 years old.
It's the new normal. So, it's my birthday again. Thank you so much. I mean, if you want to make me a cake or something like that. So, like I said, we're going traditional dinner, untraditional dessert. I'm excited. I'll give everybody an update about we're gonna do ice cream cake for dessert.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ice cream cake works at any event for me. I'm not a cake guy. I like cake.
Yeah.
Say I'm not a cake guy. But if given the option of ice cream cake versus almost any cake,
right,
I'll take ice cream cake every single time.
Right. You don't want any of that heat from the ice cream cake lobby. So I understand. Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. One day I might be asked, be a spokesman for cake.
Hey, you don't want any heat from the ice cream cake community in general. Because the ice cream.
All right. Even though I had some terrible puns, I'm gonna bow. I'm still very proud of my dirges.
I like it. I wrote it down. I wrote dirge just underneath the first D, just so I'd remember that it stands for Durgeons.
Dirge.
Yeah, I didn't know. I said it a couple times today, I think. And
which is it? Your word of the day?
Not yet. I have not. I have 2 words today, so it's gonna be because I missed Friday because the landlord was here fixing the oven, so I wasn't able to give my time, and I didn't make it up over the weekend, so I want to make sure that I go over the one that I had on Friday as well as today's. So.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're more than welcome to join, but I know you have to go. I don't know if you have to go or not. I don't want to.
I got a call at 12:30, but
You do?
I mean, I can hang for word of the day.
Do you want to just do the first one at least?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. This one, I don't know what it is. I immediately, I can't even imagine. It almost sounds like it could be. I'm gonna guess that it is. It's like an Egyptian queen. I'm guessing. Yeah, that's something like that. It's the word is. Is that the word? Is that the right one? Hermaphrodite?
No.
No, it's a Diegesis. That's Diegesis. So I'm gonna guess. You want me to try first? Or do you want to try first?
Wait, are we? I was about to just ask if we're spelling it after you just spelled.
So I'm gonna go first.
D-I-E.
John's already drunk. Diegesis. And I think it is.
Digestus.
Yeah, I think it's digesis. Digesis. Oh, you cheating?
Oh wait, we're on pronunciations.
Yeah, I'm trying. Well, hold on. Here, yeah.
Well, I win.
Diegesis. It's diegesis. Hold on.
Diegesis.
Dueling series.
Diegesis. You know
At least we know the pronunciation is consistent.
Yeah.
The origin is Greek. It's from the early 19th century. I definitely nailed it. Because Egyptian, that's in Greece, right? Egypt.
Yeah. No.
I was joking. Okay, I was joking. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know
no,
where it is.
reading,
I'll say this.
reading.
I know it wasn't. I don't know where it is.
I was half listening and reading. I'm dumb. All right. Anyway.
Okay. All right. So it is a narrative or plot, typically in a film. What the fuck is that? No, that's the plot.
Yeah. So this definition.
It's an unnecessary word.
It's a Greek word for recounted story. So almost like a flashback within a movie.
Huh?
Is how I take it.
Okay.
Like a recounted story is like you and I, if this was a movie right now, we look off and it fades into the last time you and I talked on this podcast. And then everyone just turns that movie off.
Because they're like, oh yeah, we hated that. Because last time they were trying to spell the words.
Yeah. Which, can we do that again this Friday?
We can absolutely do that again this Friday. Because I will prepare some words. I would love it.
I'm going to be in a robe. I might be drunk. I'll be on leftovers. Ooh, leftover spelling words.
We're doing Black Friday spelling challenge for sure.
Yes.
I'm writing that down. Black Friday spelling challenge with John. Because you're off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're just on lunch break now, obviously, but Black Friday spelling challenge. All right, so diegesis is...
so it's the narration of a...
Morgan Freeman.
Story. So here's how I picture it. It's like in 300 when they kept flashing back and that woman is narrating everything. Right. She's the diegesis. She's performing the diegesis.
I thought diegesis was the guy that had the booger piercing and then it goes over here and then he was like really tall.
It kind of looks like they yelled at Jesus when he was on the cross.
He had a really deep voice, and then he says, "You want a peanut?" Right? He said something. No,
diegesis.
He said, "I look like Dasim from Street Fighter," and then he would shoot something at him or something like that, and then he got that little weird guy with all the warts on his back, and he did something weird, and then he got fucked by all those ladies because of it, right? I thought that was diegesis.
Perfect synopsis of.
So examples of diegesis in a sentence: the film's diegesis was full of twists and turns. You mean the plot? It's just the plot.
It's the plot.
Can
we just give new definitions to these words if we don't like them? Like diegesis is just going to be what happens on the toilet after Thanksgiving.
Ooh, that's the itis? That's the white itis?
I got a case of diegesis. I've been in there for a half hour.
Help me, my stomach's cramping. I get diegesis.
Diegesis.
Oh, help me, my diegesis is flaring up.
It's acting up.
I am definitely down to switch the definitions, not just the words. So, like we did with the past words with Lemaire, we did
adultification.
We can do now. Diegesis is just a regular word, but it means something different. That's still the word. But it's
the dump you take after a feast.
the dump you take.
After a
Those
feast.
I want those actual words. The dump you take
Yeah.
after a feast.
I'm submitting that to Wikipedia this afternoon.
Say, can we brighten this up a little?
This is how I use the word.
After a feast. Beautiful. See, now we know what a diegesis is. It's a condition you get. I think Brock Lesnar had diegesis. I think that's why he had to take a break from the UFC for a while because
Yeah.
he had diegesis.
I think it's covered on most insurance plans.
Most, but not all of it. If you had diegesis to begin with, if it's a pre-existing diegesis, then you're in trouble. But if it's a post diegesis, if you have the feast after, then you're good.
If you have onset diegesis.
If you have onset diegesis, please contact your doctor. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a warning sign from like one of those like bullshit like there's so they have those medication commercials for pets now too, pet medications too.
Do they really?
Yeah, like the one like Activia or what? Or not. That's a yogurt. What am I talking about? That's not medicine. That's pretty bad. That's how health conscious I am. I just called a yogurt medicine.
I mean, depend. Yogurt. If you don't have health insurance, yogurt could be medicine.
Sometimes it has to be. Hey, it's probiotic. I mean,
you leave it out long enough, you could make penicillin.
Those dipshits out there using all that antibiotics. I got some probiotics because I'm a nice guy.
I've been using amateur biotics all this time.
Hey. And on that note, I feel like I
don't want to hang up on you now. Please understand this, okay?
Love you, buddy.
See
ya. Remove. I removed him. He's out of there. Activia is medicine for 65-year-old women. Exactly. It keeps you regular. I might actually try like maybe a laxative. I don't know. Maybe pound off in the comments for a good yogurt that will help me shit and or any kind of Metamucil in any way that I can try that will keep me regular and keep me from getting diegesis this year, which, as everybody knows now, is the dump you take after a feast. So if you ever have a really messy, weird dump after a feast, that's officially diegesis, and I don't know the cure yet exactly, but Avery, what up, dude? Pound off in the comments one time about what your eye drops in the water, right? I didn't know that, by the way. Do you know what that is exactly? Eye drops in the water. I saw that was in Wedding Crashers, right? Wedding Crashers, they put eye drops in the guy's water. He drank it and it fucking gave him diegesis. He was shitting everywhere. So I don't know. It's obviously something in the eye drops. Ugh, Jesus, I thought that was saline though. Is it salt water? Salt water makes you shit, right? Because that's why you can't drink it if you can't scoop it out on the raft if you're stuck out at sea. And by again, anybody else that wants to share what your plans are on wait, what did you say? Anybody that wants to join in on the Instagram live, if you'd like, pound off. Let me know. Ask to join, and you are more than welcome to join in. Tell me what you're doing for your diegesis pre-party, your pre-diegesis party, which is Thanksgiving now. If we're changing it, like, let's make it something fun like that. If we're not going to say, like, oh, so celebrating Thanksgiving's wrong, or, we say indigenous people, and I'm totally for it. Let's go for it. Whatever. But let's just say pre-diegesis or something like that. We're the pre-diegesis. If they can just make it the plot. If you're saying... you're just saying other things that I can look up the definition of plot and find out what the plot is a better descriptive for the movie than diegesis. Diegesis is just it's a outdated word, man, that we've repurposed. Greeks, they used to love to feast, I'm sure too, right? You get a big gyro and then you have some diegesis. There you go. Asked and answered, solved. Yeah, it's saline, right? It's not. Dad, it's more words that start with a PH that I can't say, Craig. And I'm sorry. I'm letting you down. That's not going to be. I'm going to actually write that down. Is that a real word? If that's a real word, I might ask John to spell that if he's not still in the chat. God damn it. He's still here. Don't let him see that. John, if you cheat, that might be one of your words. Whatever Craig just put. Something, I think. Yeah, I'd actually trust Craig more than this. Yeah, Craig may know what it is, but. Yeah, Diage Fest. Oh man, you got to get on that call. But I feel like this is very important, John. Your brain is working on all cylinders right now, and if you don't have a pad and paper or something to keep these notes down, because I'm not recording this. This is not recorded, so I just need you to know that. Oh shit, switch back. There we go. We're back. Something happened. Got a notification I accidentally tapped. But yeah, yeah, he's not gonna forget. Oh, you misspelled it. Okay, good. That's probably why I couldn't read it, Craig. That's why I couldn't read it. The whatever word, guys. If you're missing, you're here. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure if you'd like, while the show is happening itself, if you're pounding off in the IG live at Baby Mermaid Productions on Instagram, you'll be able to see all these incredibly hard words I can't say. Like all the, yep. There's another one. Yep. Is that it? Is that the right way? Oh yeah, the TH. That's what got me. Okay, hold on. I'm going to try this one. Now that he's got it spelled right. All right. The word is PHENOLPTHALEIN. That's just a preview, guys. You're missing out on this word. So that's obviously phenophthalene. Phenophthalene? I bring it up at the end. Phenophthalene? It just comes off Australian at the end. I got an Australian twang there. I don't know why I did that. Either way, I can't say that word. But that word, that's the word that John's gonna have to spell, and I'll definitely have some assistance on that one from Word of the Day. From Genius. What is it? Genius.com. It's wordgenius.com. That's what it is. So that was the first word of the day. It's a toughie. That was a tough one, but we fixed it. Thanks so much to John for fixing diegesis, which is a cool word that we needed to repurpose because nobody's ever going to use it for a plot. Nobody's ever going to use it to explain the plot of a film or anything like that because they're just going to say that word enough times that people are going to go, what are you talking about? And they're going to go, the plot. And they go, why don't you just say plot? And they're going to go, all right, fine. It's the narrative. It's the plot. Way better. So, I personally like the updates that we have here. So we're fixing words. It's the feast you take. It's the dump you take after a feast. Diegesis. The other word of the day. Today's word of the day. That was just making up for Friday because I was not able to provide a word of the day for Friday, and I'm trying to grow this brain. I got the chess. I got the crazy eights. I got everything else that I've been talking about. I got all these other things. I'm trying to expand this motherfucker. So I'm trying to boost it up a little bit. Got to get some more words in there. So today, this one is a lot easier. It's very, very much, this feels like two words that I already knew, just put together. So it's very easy. It's very simple. It feels like a very simple pronunciation. I might look like a real asshole here. I don't know. I'm not saying that I know. I kind of assume what the definition is. The word, it's okay. It's a MULTIVOCAL. One more time. Anybody that's watching. MUTIVOCAL. Multivocal, I think. It's pretty easy. I feel like that's got to be the word, right? Multivocal. Not very... Now, again, we're bringing it back to... We're not saying like, oh, diegesis. Oh, it's just Greek for plot. I feel like this is just... I think this is... You know how a lot of times when you speak too fast... Or maybe now I'm just projecting. I'm definitely just projecting. When I speak too fast and I start speaking about like how language or anything like that, any languages that you may know, I always inadvertently say that English... I say American. I speak... But I think there has been, especially with Urban Dictionary and certain words like this, I feel like this is of let's say American origin. I think multivocal. It's multiple vocals. It's multiple, right? That's got to be what it is, right? So let's go here. It is actually of Latin origin, mid-19th century. It's an adjective. It is, let's find out.
Multivocal.
Oh, curveball. It's not multivocal. It's motivical.
Multivocal.
Now, if this doesn't have anything to do with vocals, I'm going to be pissed off. But motivical sounds pretty cool.
Multivocal.
Motivical. Let's see here. Having or open to many different meanings, interpretations, or applications. Okay. Hey, there we go. This is... Motivical means you're open. You're a progressive person, huh? You're open to new things. You're not like Pat. You're not trying to revert back to chess and cards and everything. You're motivical. You're ready for multivical things. No matter what it may be. Whatever the future holds, motivical people are prepared for it. I just use it in a couple sentences on my own, but let's find out how these nerds do it. Having open... that was the definition. Examples of motivical in a sentence. Again, motivical, that's an easy word to say once you hear it, right?
Multivical.
Multivical. Spell that one. Oh, I already spelled it for you. So I was going to say, take that, Paul. You son of a bitch. I don't know why I went just yet. I go Youngblood. That's his last name. So the issue was... Hold on. God damn it. The issue was truly motivical, giving the scientists multiple possible solutions. Whoa. That was a hard one at the end. Tongue really collapsed on itself there. That was hard. It was like Building 7. The issue was truly motivical, giving the scientists multiple possible solutions. So there's multiple different meanings. So much like diegesis, multiple meanings, interpretations, and applications. That's the word of the day, baby. The word of the day is motivical. I love it. Not only is the word of the day motivical, but the word of the day segment is motivical. So many meanings. It has a meaning for, it could be for
adultification.
It could have a meaning for education, adultification.
Adultification.
I just love hearing Lemaire say it. I love hearing that, and I love finding out that I'm one of the only people I know apparently that records their own farts in voice memos. So I'm loving the drops here too. But motivical is like, that's what it is. There's so many. It's so many different applications, so many different interpretations. Here's another example in a sentence. Since one of the math problems was motivical, the teacher decided to give the point to every student. Okay, I'll take it. Motivical. I like this one. Different meanings. I'm into it. Starting out the week right. I didn't love last week's words anyway. Turns out we ended strong, but if we were talking about that on Friday, diegesis, would we have gotten where we did without John? Or if John was not available, maybe he was available. Maybe he wouldn't have thought about it at the time. Ron's pounding off in the comment. No, same in the recording farts. I record farts into the and send to Snapchat. Hell yeah, fuck yeah, Ron. Maybe it's just an elder white guy thing. Maybe an for advanced men of Caucasian descent. We like to record our farts. I have a whole archive of farts that I ended up breaking out because I can't even. Where did I? Oh yeah, we were talking about. I was watching very exciting news. I was listening to another show. It's all right, buddy. I was listening to a show. I was listening to Howard Stern. Sorry. The night that we were playing cards, we a lot of times we like to listen to either podcast or radio show or music or something like that, and play either cards or chess. Now is in there. Yahtzee a lot of times, and we just kind of hang out up here and just play a game and listen to something. And we were listening to an interview with Elton John. So the interview with Elton John was, to me, it was. I'm not like the biggest Elton John guy. Like it's not like he is on the list of he is up for consideration for the top 10. I think it's pretty easy to add him in there. But again, we're gonna go top 10. I gotta be honest with it. I gotta find out. Gotta put everybody through the ringer here. But we were listening to this interview. And I swear to God, it caught me. I heard it very distinctly because I am somebody who has an ear for farts. I'm somebody who knows what farts sound like. And as I was listening to this interview, now it's him at home talking to Howard Stern at his home, obviously over Zoom, and Robin, everybody, all the people are all at their own homes, and he's in England over Zoom talking to Howard Stern, but they do have somewhat of a professional connection, I would assume. Somehow they've done some sound checks. He's playing piano. There's no lag. It doesn't sound bad or anything. There's no The production is incredible. I love it. Very entertaining. That's how I feel like we were able to hear it so clearly when very distinctly caught me off guard, stopped right in my tracks, went back, screen recorded the part, because I very distinctly feel like I heard Elton John ripping ass live on Howard Stern during his interview. So I want you guys to be the judge. I don't know. I'm sure this will come over pretty well over the feed here, maybe through Instagram Live. Just let me know if you hear it. I want you to know that I very clearly heard this, and very clearly heard this as a fart live. So here's the clip.
But like my father's gone, and things like that. And I just have to push myself to be better. I don't want to rest on my...
Also, the irony of the fact that he says, I have to push myself after that. That's not lost on anybody I've played that for so far. So I've submitted it. I submitted to Fart Reddit page that I follow, which initially brought up the conversation with Manny and Youngblood. The fact that, of course, I follow Fart Reddit subreddit. But it's I submitted there. I also email it to Your Mom's House, a big fan of Your Mom's House podcast. And I want it to be known because I'm starting the debate now. I want everybody to know it's starting here. Because I Googled this. I Googled Elton John fart news. I've tried to find anything I could. Nothing. I'm the only one talking about this. And am I crazy? Am I like one of the orb people in the ghost community where people are all scoffing at, that's not real. That's not real. Look at this. Listen. Elton John farting.
My father's gone, and things like that. And I just have to push myself to be better. I don't
right there. You be the judge. I don't know. I would love for this thing to catch fire. You know? I want somebody to light this fart on fire, and I want it to soar. I want this thing to keep going because I want to know. It brought up the conversation of the Biden farts after that. Manny was not aware of all the Biden farts that have been caught on audio or via Zoom a lot of times. One of them was during, I believe, a public forum when he was talking with Governor Wolf from Pennsylvania here, in our great state in Pennsylvania. He was talking to Governor Wolf, and in that video, Manny was convinced that it could have been Governor Wolf farting, which is still fun, but that leads to another thing, again, that I saw on Your Mom's House podcast, where Joe Biden was speaking publicly, I believe at a church, and they had, since he was wearing a mask, they had to, pump the audio up way on the microphone. The gain was pumped up, and I believe they caught a little bit of a sneaker there. Now, a thing with the elderly people, it seems, usually stop, fart, and then continue. From what I've heard, that was in the second Biden clip as well as the Elton John clip there. I have not seen the video of the Elton John video or interview yet, but if there's any kind of lean or if there's no real movement, I have to assume he just farted. Because otherwise, like, it could be a chair scooching back, maybe, but I don't, it just sounds so clearly like a fart to me. I never heard anything else like that during the interview. We listened to the whole interview. I listened to the entire interview, and no other part like that stood out. So I don't know. Maybe he did not imitate it again. I don't know. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. I don't think it should hurt anybody's reputation. Everybody farts. Everybody poops. Everybody farts. He's in his own home. It's not even offensive, like, really. And honestly, I think what it is just it's somewhat of a lack of knowledge of technology. I think that's what it boils down to. I'm breaking the story down. Biden doesn't understand, like, oh yeah, the mic's pumped up because they can barely hear me through the mask. So if I fart and it's quiet in the room, if everybody's intently listening to me and I fart, it's going to pick up. They're not always silent, but now this is another thing. Older guys walking around sometimes, and in that clip, he was walking around. Sometimes older people, they don't have the best control over those farts. Sometimes they walk fart. A lot of times older people can walk fart, or they do walk fart. And that's their right as Americans. But still, those are all, I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with Elton John farting in his own home. but I got excited when I was the first. I feel like a first one to stumble on a brand new discovery of a celebrity fart at that, especially somebody who's been knighted. Like, I don't know if I can get arrested for saying that Elton John farted, but because he's a knight. And again, I'm learning about I'm learning a lot about chess now. I don't know if knights are allowed to strike people that accuse them of farting. So I'm not sure yet. I know they go L's or 7s, but Ian Strong, what's up, buddy? He's in the pounding off on the Instagram. He says that's not just an elderly person, probably. Well, walk farts are. I don't know. It's not. I'm not even saying it's a problem. Even that's the thing, is there's no real judgment. I just wanna point it out because like, it's like seeing it's like the double rainbow guy. Like that's my reaction when I hear something like that. The same way I felt about nip slips or wardrobe malfunctions. Anyway, when Lenny Kravitz's dick popped out of his pants, that was one of the fucking coolest things that ever happened. That was so fucking funny, and like. And yeah, sure, it's embarrassing, but it's also like, who gives a shit? What, like again, we all have our own, our own deal down here that's going on. Like, yes, people may shame or whatever, but from what I've heard, he ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's hilarious when like somebody's titty pops out or somebody's dick fucking or balls pop out or something like that. Same way if like you're walking the red carpet and you fucking fart, it's funny. Now if you shit yourself and you truly embarrass yourself, it's still very funny, but I do understand the embarrassment of it. I understand like it's not as accepted, but I don't think it's a problem at all. Like it's one of those things that if somebody's talking live and again, I've done it plenty of times on stage. I love it's one of my true joys is being able to, like, you're far enough away that like I honestly feel like just odds wise, any performer on stage should be able to fart freely and justly. Like you can fart as much as you want without issue, because I feel like if somebody does smell it, are they really going to think it's you? Most of the times, if it's music, they can't hear it. They won't be able to hear it. If it's comedy, unless you suck like total ass, it shouldn't be completely silent, or you just have to time it right. And still, that would be another thing that if you're farting on stage, nobody in the audience is necessarily going to think to accuse you of it, but somebody may go, damn, who the fuck farted, which would be also just hilarious in the moment. You can also eventually, I would just admit to it, because it's one of those things. I have control of the room. You all have to do see, now that feels like an assault. That feels like a very, very borderline on the spectrum of a Louis C.K. incident, that like definitely on the lower end of the spectrum for sure, but a room full of people that are like, you have to be quiet and pay attention to me and smell my farts. I'm not like I don't actually feel like you should be forced to it, but like it's a funny, I think it's just it's a freeing thing. It's like a perk of the job. It's a perk of the job. When you're on stage, you can fart as much as you want, and for the most part, people probably won't hear it or smell it. Most likely. And if they do, you could probably get away with it still. Even still. Or even just do it. If it is quiet enough to fart. If you're trying everything else you can, you know what? Fuck that. Next time I'm having like a monumental bomb, I'm going to try my hardest to work up a fart. Or just envision a fart. I'm going to Tony Robbins a fart in my tummy, and I'm just going to let it rip. I might even put the microphone down. Actually, no, because people are weird. Like, people don't want fart mic. Most likely, the next person, unless I'm the headliner, then might as well just fart for 45 minutes and just get it over with. Take the check and go. Like, say, sorry, man, you booked me. I'll never work there again, but who knows? Ian also says, when I'm playing music on stage, I would rip away. Yeah, like... It's almost like unavoidable too, especially in a band, because there's a lot of vibrations. Whether you're playing like, if you got bass, drum, if you have the rhythm section, and then also just jumping around or moving around or just anything, you're not thinking you're as long as you don't piss yourself. Like I feel like you can't unless you're sweating your ass off. And again, why are you pissing yourself? Just obviously you're having bathroom if you're farting all over the place and pissing all over yourself, you just have bathroom problems. You should go to the bathroom before you go on stage. That's the important message here. I feel like what up? But I feel like But if it's just a matter of like the microphone being up so high that it picked it up, and they were trying to sneak one past, like that's okay. There's no shame. I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny when there's like like it's such a lighthearted, funny thing that's still totally possible in such a fucking crazy, like in such a like a what do they call it? Polarizing time. I think that's the right word, but it's basically where you like everything's so divisive and everything like that. Like that when you do have like those funny fart videos or like something where like nobody gets hurt. Nobody, like, as long as Elton John didn't shit his pants and like ruin an antique bench that he was sitting on or something like that, then yeah, like I'm all for it, because I truly don't want to see any harm happen to people's homes or bodies or anything like that. But like if it's a matter of just like damaging your pride a little bit or making you a little, oh fuck, Howard Stern caught me farting on a live interview or something like that. It doesn't matter. The world needs public fart. I don't even public farts. One of my favorite things to do right now during this pandemic has been, and this is a 100% true story. You can ask Dominique next time you see her. It doesn't matter. You can ask her anytime we're in the store. One of my favorite things has been to either burp or fart while standing right next to her, and then look at her with like a what the fuck did you just do? And it has been so fulfilling, and it has brought me so much genuine joy during a worldwide health pandemic, a pandemic in which millions of people have lost their lives. It brings so much joy and brings so much what is it, levity, right? I'm using a lot of words. I'm going wild on words today, man. I feel like, but like because none of us are gonna smell it. We all have masks on. So like if I'm burping, I'm only doing that to myself. So it's like the lowest rent ventriloquism ever. As I burp right next to my wife, burp or fart right next to my wife as loud as I can. Make it as loud as I can and go, ugh, and I look at her and go, and I point, because we're all eyes and like other appendages. We're just look, and you did that. How could you do that? I got to start filming it, honestly, because that's just more content. It's more beautiful content to have. But I feel like if I'm filming her, then people are going to know that I farted. It's just really just for me. It's just for me. It's so much fun. Highly suggest doing it. Anybody, friends, spouses, anybody you're with, and the more embarrassed by farts or burps they are, the better. Because literally no one's getting hurt. Back to work. Fuck yeah, dude. Ian, thank you so much for stopping by, buddy. Also, yeah, just quick shout out to Ian Strong. Strong Words with Ian Strong. Make sure you check out that podcast. I believe he just dropped a new episode today. Also, our episode in which we count down our favorite View Askew-universe movies, not including the animated one, will be out on December 7th. It was a lot of fun, and it was really interesting to see how all of our lists matched up and eventually accumulated to the ultimate list, in which I can't give away here because you got to listen. December 7th, Strong Words with Ian Strong. And I would love to come back one time and talk to you, just me and you once, because that was a lot of fun. Not saying that wasn't fun that I had, but I would love, I could talk to that guy for hours. He was great. So Ian Strong, shout out to you. Next time you're in the store with anybody, friends, family, grandparents, anything, it doesn't matter. We're all wearing masks. Nobody's gonna suffer the fart. There's nobody getting hurt. Nobody's getting hurt. You might get punched, and that's fine too. It doesn't matter, I just wanna Almost Time Pod. What's up? Check out the Almost on Time podcast as well. They are recording. You guys just recorded another one too. The first one you recorded was Friday the 13th, and you recorded, I would assume, probably on the 20th if you're staying on schedule. Killing it. Make sure you check those guys out as well. But I was just talking about farting in front of your friends or spouses in stores and blaming it on them. Amidst this COVID crisis, you can burp and fart in front of them and then openly blame them, and nobody suffers, and it brings a lot of levity to a more heinous situation. So now you're all caught up. And after all of our holiday plans and everything like that, I feel like we're all going to have some really fucking primo burps and farts queued up. So Send in your videos of you farting and blaming it on your spouse, and doing it directly in front of them. Is the best thing, especially if nobody else hears it, because then you've just shat up a fucking aisle of the store, and nobody's any the wiser, unless you can get that sound out. You gotta get that sound out. Don't shit yourself, but if you do, be honest. Share with everybody, because that's the only way we can move on and we can truly grow, I feel like. Hell yeah. You drop an episode tonight. Good looking. Hell yeah. I love talking fart clouds. Yeah, look, farts to me are the best. I was recently shamed by Manny and Youngblood for archiving my farts, but I have since been reassured by Ron, a fellow wonderful comic, that he also archives his farts, and we all keep them in our fart memos, our memos on my phone at least, and I also have them, a couple different ones stored up here on the computer as well. Different kinds of farts, as many as these are all real gold mine farts. That's my favorite one. That one obviously opens up the show. So we're talking farts. We're talking embarrassing our spouses. We're talking about we got a couple of new contenders to the list, or at least one new contender for the top 10 contender Spotify countdown. And hold on, god damn, this is making me itchy. What's your take on poop jokes as a vet comic? I'm not really a vet comic. I do like to deal somewhat in animal medicine, but not so much as far as when it comes to comedy. But when as far as fart jokes and or poop jokes, like one of my favorite all time, I feel like, is a Nick Swartzen joke about the cat and diarrhea, like where his cat had diarrhea. He took it to the vet, and the doctor said, "What have you been feeding it?" And he said, "Diarrhea." Like, and that's maybe it's the cat element part of it. Maybe that's what really kind of drew me in, and then the poop as well and the farts. But like, for me, it doesn't matter as long as it's funny. I believe it or not, it's the reason, and I believe it's turned out to be the one art form that I've truly like been stuck to, as far as like, even though I love music and I love playing music and I love like other things, like I would love to learn how to paint and all this other shit. Like I want to know other art forms, but the one that I'm drawn to is the one where it turns poop and fart jokes into art. Like, so like if you painted like a guy pooping all over the place, people would laugh at you, and it wouldn't be held. I don't think it would be hung at the Met. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that I can go like that can be framed in my mind as one of the best poop jokes that I've heard, one of my favorite poop jokes. That's like it like legitimizes my personality and my humor, and gives it a place. So like that's why I feel like it not only has a place, but it like it's I think probably the reason I was drawn to comedy, because of the accessibility of being able to say like your humor that's a lane too. There's a lane for everybody, and like it may not always, like I know how people always say, like a lot of open micers and stuff like that will say like, oh, I wanna a lot of comics in general will say like, I want to write a good rape joke or something. Like, well, why are you thinking ahead like that? Like, if you think of a funny take on something truly, then yeah, I would say give it a shot. But like, don't say I need to make a funny poop joke. It's just your sense of humor. Trust your sense of humor kind of thing. But like, so I feel like that's, I don't know, that's a long-winded, no pun intended, long-winded answer to fart jokes, poop jokes in general. But told a fart joke? Have I ever told a fart joke? Yeah, of course. Fuck. I mean, fart in general. So my look. It's in me talking about like the way I look, no matter what, no matter how much weight I lose. If you're casting me in a movie, the name of that character would be guy you can fart directly in front of and still blame it on, which obviously gave way to that in real life of me farting in front of my wife and blaming it directly on her and saying she did it. She farted. It was her. Now that we all wear masks, you know, I don't know why I think that that's going to change things. But I feel like because I can act a lot better with it, I'll do one of these, like, I'll do it. Oh, look at that. I won't break. And even if I do, even if I laugh, like, they won't be able to see my mouth. So I can just squint like this and go, oh, but I can still be like, this idiot, like, she farted. But she didn't fart. It was me. And they're not always stinky. I just want that to be known. Some of them are. Don't get me wrong. But not all of them. I just need them to be loud. I want people to hear the fart. Feel it. And hear. I want it to feel like the rhythm section, like Ian was talking about. When you're on stage, you're hopping around, you're farting. I fart a ton on stage, like I was saying. It's fun because nobody's going to call you out on it. Everybody's going to think it's somebody in the audience. We got our holiday plans. All right, we hit everything on the list. So if I may, I want to suggest Almost on Time podcast. Sorry. Also the DNR podcast, Damian Robinson and Ron Kane's podcast. Andy Malafarina's YouTube page, where you can find What About with Andy and Pat, where we talk about different musical works. If you have a suggestion for a musical work, drop it in the comments or just comment along. Follow him. Follow Baby Mermaid Productions on YouTube. If you're watching on Instagram, make sure you follow Instagram at Baby Mermaid Productions on Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube, pound off in the comments about anything we discussed here. If anybody wants to challenge me to chess, farting, crazy eights, or holiday rolls, I feel like we really definitely got into a deep conversation about just rolls and gravy. So if you missed any of that, make sure you check out the page on YouTube, Gross Domesticated Podcast. We had GDP Live. We talked to John Montag earlier. We had people pounding off in the comments. Look for a chess match coming between me and Mike, I think, eventually at some point. I don't know who's better, but we're going to find out. So stay tuned. I love all of you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much.